Hey, what's up, everyone? This is the Joey Langenbrunner Podcast. So we talk about freedom here. We talk about sovereignty here. So we have guests that talk about these particular topics. So today we have Victor. Victor is a close friend of mine, and he started some application called SkyChatters. What's that, man?
Hello there. Thank you for having me. So, SkyChatters is a community of international global citizens flying the world and making the freedom to their lives, to spread the freedom and spread the kind of how would I call it? The freedom of living and work and remote work and support each other.
Yeah, that sounds cool. But what, what exactly is this app? Like you kind of explained it to me and I downloaded it and it's really cool. But you said it's like some kind of like social app, but exactly can you
Yeah.
describe what Sky Chatter
So
is like on a third grade level?
Sure. So that's how we started. We started as a social mobile app for digital nomads, basically. So just
Okay.
connecting people when flying abroad. So
Huh.
I was flying a lot. I had 16 flights a month. One day in Beijing, 2 days in Shanghai. I used to work at the Chinese embassy before as a volunteer, and it was pretty crazy. And I was just alone. So new city, new people, and when you leave the city or the country, then you lost basically the connection with the digital nomads, with the people. So I was just looking for some kind of mobile app to follow other people and to have kind of overview where we are traveling in the world globally. That's how it started. And then, when you have the kind of global network of people, then you know that this gentleman in Paraguay can help you doing Paraguayan residency. Then you have this gentleman in Georgia. He can help you out with a bank account. So we kind of started as a social network and ended up as a kind of global service for global citizens slash digital nomads and yeah, that's where are we today.
Okay, sounds cool. So let me just try to re-explain it for our audience. So when I downloaded the application, and I think we talked maybe a year or two ago or something like that, we got connected. I'm able to say, hey, I'm flying from this destination to this destination, and then anyone who is at that destination can kind of see in their feed and then message, and then we could potentially meet up, hang out, talk, chat, share ideas and stuff like that, which like is absolutely incredible because if you are a global citizen, a digital nomad, sometimes it can get lonely. Like let's be real, Victor. Like if you're traveling a lot, like if you have a partner, like wife, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend or something like that, then obviously it's a bit easier. But if you're just traveling alone or you just want to kind of meet some people, this is a great way to kind of socialize with them. And then, as you're saying before, it kind of turned into where people are sharing services. It's like, hey, you're going to Paraguay. Do you want to get a Paraguay residency? I'm going to Georgia. Do you want to get a bank account and stuff like that to kind of upsell some clients? And this is fascinating. Could you tell me a little bit about your background and kind of how you got into this, to begin with? Because the app is fantastic, man.
Thank you. So, man, background. I graduated as a nurse in the Czech Republic, and
What?
I'm coming from a small hometown in the Czech Republic, close to German borders. But I remember at elementary school when eBay was expanding to the Czech Republic, I ordered an earphones for $1. And I was waiting like a month, from China to get it. And then I got the earphones. They were pretty nice, colorful. I went to my classroom and a guy bought it from me for $5. So I made my first profit. I ordered many of these earphones, and when I was 15 years old, my family asked me where I want to go to spend a vacation. And I told them China. And they said why? And I said, well, I need to buy a lot of earphones. So we jumped on a plane. We flew to China from my little hometown in Czech Republic. I didn't even know Prague, the capital of Czech Republic, and so I started traveling to China since 15. And when I graduated as a nurse, I just I wanted to go to university. And Prague was like too big city for me. I couldn't even imagine going to Prague, but Beijing was okay because I already knew Beijing, 25 million people in one town. And so I applied. I graduated from Chinese Mandarin, started working in Chinese embassy as a translator, interpreter, and yeah, that's how I got into the international business of startups, tech, and expanding to global markets. And yeah, that's why I had 16 flights a month, um, pitching different kinds of products and services all around the world. Ended up working for fast-growing tech startups. First being O-Bike, shared hailing company based in Singapore, expanding them to the European market. And
Okay,
later I
cool.
ended up in Kiwi.com, air ticket seller,
Oh wow.
expanding them to Chinese market. One of the hardest markets to expand to in the world. So
Right.
yeah, that's how I got into aviation and tech and startups. And yeah, nurse became a tech geek.
That's so fascinating. I always hear these stories where people will like let's say study more traditional roles and jobs and career choices, but they just end up in business, selling a product or selling some kind of service or starting, so because something like that happened to me because I originally went to school to study engineering. I didn't finish that, but it was one of those things where I thought I was going to be an engineer, and now I'm just like this like serial entrepreneur, trying to become like a like influencer, trying to do a podcast. And, and if we try to think about like what our parents, thought we would be doing now, but yeah, we're sitting here, right? So,
Uh,
so this whole global citizen path that you kind of it seemed like it just kind of happened by accident, no?
Man, it was a huge accident. Like I always wanted to be like free and have a. I couldn't imagine myself 8 to 5 every single day, especially as a nurse. So yeah, 8 years, 2 years ago, 3 years ago already, I got married and I just closed everything up and moved to Thailand. Started traveling, started living as a digital nomad, like full time. And man, it has been way easier than anybody can imagine. Like even I had like a doubts, like if I need to meet a people, and what if I need I don't know, meet my lawyer for whatever. If someone wants me to go and meet him, I just say no, whoever that is, because like that's my freedom. Everything is online. And did I actually share with you the project of the watch that I have sent to space?
You sent a watch to space?
Yeah, I've sent a
Dude,
watch to space all
dude, I should
remotely
have just
done.
opened up with that.
Man, this is crazy. You can actually type in. It was an article in Forbes Czech first watch in the space or something like that. It will come up, and that's a project I have done remotely from Thailand, drinking coconut. And this project was very successful because we have sent like Czech traditional brand watch to the space, and then we auctioned the watch, and the price got higher than a Rolex and Philip Patek. And all remotely, it was like huge success in
Oh,
the Czech traditional whatever watch industry.
wait,
And
wait.
since then, like anything can get done remotely. Yeah,
So you auctioned off this watch. I mean, you sent it up into space and then you brought it back down and then sold it, or?
yeah, that's right.
So, okay, you got to back up. How'd you get the connections to send something up in space? It's gonna be hard for us to see that.
This is the picture of a watch in a space, all done remotely. Because 2 years ago, I bought an observatory from 1929 that has a connection with Albert Einstein. And I just
Okay.
wanted to kind of follow the tradition of a space. And I've been always into like tech and SpaceX and space exploration and all these things. So I was like thinking like what to actually do. And so I got in touch. I approached this watch company, and yeah, I shared with them my crazy idea. Hey, let's create this watch. Let's send them to the space. It's possible. I believe we can do it. Blah blah blah. And yeah, we've done it. And yeah, it's been a year actually from the idea, and it's been very successful and all remote, all remotely. So yeah, all can be done.
So let me get this straight. You had the connections while you're sitting there, drinking coconuts in Thailand to launch a watch up in space and then auction off for more than a Rolex. I
That's
kind of
right.
want to copy this idea, man. This is fascinating.
Uh, well, the watch went to the auction. So the timeline is that the watch went to the auction, and part of the auction was the space flight, right? Because I wanted the price of the auction to go high. So I was thinking like how to actually skyrocket the price, because the deal with the company, with the watch
Literally,
company,
right?
was that the price is going to be invested into renovating my observatory. So I was thinking how to skyrocket the price. And then when I said rocket, I said, well, then let's send it to space, right? So we made it as a kind of additional service, as a perk for the new owner to voluntarily send the watch to the space. And I called a couple of guys from observatories, and we made it happen. And I was in China. That was super funny. I was in China, streaming, not streaming. I was watching live the location of the watch, and it was super scary because there are like all the borders, and it's actually not fun, to send it. And it was the most expensive stratospheric balloon that has ever been released in the Czechoslovakian territory. So there is like, you can't control it. Like it's a balloon, so it flies up, and if we lose the watch, then we will lose like what, like $30,000, $40,000, something like that. And we were just hoping and hoping that we will get the location after it falls down to the ground. And so that's what I'm doing as a digital nomad.
So man, I got many questions here. So long story short, you can do anything, remotely here.
Anybody can do anything.
You can launch a watch in space. I'm curious, and I'm asking you for a friend here. What was like the cost of sending something up into space? I mean, was it 5,000, 10,000? I mean, like, what's your ROI on this? And I'm asking for a friend.
Calculator here. So I'm saying space, but it went actually to stratosphere, which is only 1/3 of the space border. So it's like about 35 kilometers high. The price is like $10,000. Like, this is public information, so it's okay. But then you have some tech on the balloon. Then you have price of the watch. Then you have the 360 camera. Then you have all the people around. Then you have like you need to have an airport to launch it from. So I'm going to send you some pictures from the launch. It's
that's so fascinating.
The balloon gets like big, like 15 meters wide in a stratosphere, and then it blows up and everything is falling down. So the watch made the fastest speed that they were falling down, because there is no air. The fastest speed was like 280 kilometers per hour. The temperature was minus 70 degrees, so nobody actually knew what's going to happen with the watch. They might get broken or something. Then there's the radiation and all these things. You can lose the camera, so you have no pictures. But the funny part is that I was thinking that the price of the watch is the biggest kind of success of this project, but it's actually not. Is the pictures, because you can now I owe the copyright to the first Czech watch ever in space, and you can rent these pictures to ministry and embassy, for monthly passive income. So the picture is actually worth more than the watch.
All right, man. I have so many ideas. We'll definitely have to talk some business about this, because this is so fascinating.
Man,
so
I can send anything to space, so all good.
That's so cool. All right, so I want to hear a little bit more about SkyChatters and kind of the overall let's say idea and thesis around being a global citizen. Just want to hear a little bit more about it, because this is your current project. I'm just starting to use it. I'm actually flying to Mexico soon, so I need to update that on SkyChatters. I need to get into a rhythm of just updating that, and maybe meet some other fellow people, because when you first told me about this idea, it almost sounded like a network state. Like, this is kind of like a cool buzzword going around. But I just want to hear a little bit more about SkyChatters, maybe some future plans, some future ideas, what's in the pipeline.
Right. So SkyChatters is not buzzword anymore. We have already 18 plus country managers all around the world, and the way how we can talk about SkyChatters, about the kind of globality of the users, is that imagine the world being in one city, right? But it's pretty hard to, for example, if you want to buy a property in Dubai, to figure everything out, right? Or if you want to start banking in Georgia, or if you want a driver's license in Indonesia, or if you want this and that, right? Like, we are still one huge rock flying in a space, and it's pretty difficult to do anything here, right? And a lot of people wants to move abroad or start making money online or have a whatever make themselves more free in terms of citizenships, locations, So we are just building this network of people that are helping each other voluntarily, connecting them in the app. So if you live wherever and you want to buy an apartment in Dubai, just get in touch with our country manager in Dubai, and he helps you out, right? Then, if you want to drive a car in Dubai, then ask him what country's driver's license is the best in order to be kind of diversified and have a and use this driver's license in Dubai. Then he going to tell you, hey, get in touch with our Mexican country manager. He'll help you out. Right? So we are kind of like the
It's like a
gate to
one-stop
the
shop.
local one-stop shop. Yeah,
Yeah,
one-stop
yeah.
shop to do
SkyChatters is
everything
the
what you
one-stop shop for global citizens. And you don't
you're
and
you
you don't
are
need to pay me for that.
you are our spokesman now. Congratulations in your new position.
Good, good,
Yeah.
good. So anyways, I'll wrap this up here, Victor. I don't know if you have any kind of closing thoughts or anything like that, any future features that are coming to SkyChatters that like we can get excited about. You like what's next?
Right. So we having a lot of or some interesting features in development already.
Okay.
I'm not about to share them directly, but what can I say is that uh, the overall plan is to really have an overview where your global citizens friends are way more in way bigger detail. So currently, the only if I follow you on SkyChatters and you add a flight flying from Miami to Mexico, now you're going to get a notification that you are flying or your friend is flying from this city or country to this city or country, right? So what we are going to be developing based on that to actually give you an overview of this global community to be way more connected. So
Wow.
the whole idea behind it is that uh, no matter where you fly to, you have someone interesting to talk to about business. So that provides the freedom, right? So if you fly for a vacation to Dubai and you don't have anyone and you are wasting your time somewhere on the beach, then it was wasted time, right? But sky chatters in Dubai are very interesting people to meet, to talk. So and they are way more uh, willing to meet you and help you out with whatever you need or want. Right? So yeah, no matter where you
Wow.
fly to, you'll have people to talk to. And because I've been based in Asia for the last couple of years, man, I fly to Singapore, Bali, Kuala Lumpur, Beijing, Shanghai. I have very interesting people to talk to meet, to do business with, and the more you travel, the more money you make because your network is expanding so fast that it's almost impossible to not make something up. So yeah, the more you travel, the more people you meet, and they're worth to get connected with.
That's absolutely incredible. Well, Victor, I appreciate you coming onto my podcast today and explaining to me a little bit more about Sky Chatters and the watch was just honestly an absolute highlight. I'm very, very excited about where Sky Chatters is going. I'm gonna get more onto the app and start updating my flights and connect with people, actually in these destinations that we're going because this is the future. And the future is now, and everyone is becoming a global citizen. People are leaving their small towns in the Czech Republic and exploring the world, and that's your story. And I love how your story is translating into one of the hottest new apps today.
Man, thank you for having me. Appreciate it, and thank you for using Sky Chatters.
All right, man. All right. All right. Again, thanks everyone for listening to the Joey Langenbrunner Podcast. Make sure to subscribe and wait for more episodes. Thanks.